domestic violence is far more common than you would believe. And let me give you an example of how I learned that personally. When I was in undergrad working on my bachelor's degree, I was a volunteer for the Arlington Police Department. I volunteered in the Victims Assistance Unit, which meant my job was to be the psychology person with the Victims Assistance Unit, who were usually social workers, and take victim statements. So once a week, which was for me usually on Friday, I would go to the police department and I would ride out with the Victims Assistance Unit, and we would go to violent crimes. Now, I was really excited at the beginning. I was like, oh man, we're going to see robberies and, we're going to show up to really cool things. And they told me 99% of their calls are domestic violence cases, which ended up being true. 99% of the time we went to a crime scene, it was a domestic violence crime scene. This is incredibly common. The violence is not always women. I definitely am aware of cases where the man was the victim of the abuse, but it is far more often that it is women. So I'm just going to talk about it from the women's perspective. We need to protect women. We need to create an environment where things are safe. It's a crazy thing when you have violence to such a degree, in-home violence, what we call domestic violence, intimate partner violence, whatever, to such a degree that someone like me will be volunteering for the police department. And the most common calls we got, they weren't murders, robbery, they weren't even speeding tickets. They were domestic violence assaults. So I think we have to start asking ourselves, what can we do to protect women and raise men that are capable of treating women better and more safely?